I woke up to the sound of claws on the hardwood. It wasn't the normal click-click of a dog pacing. These were slow, deliberate, dragging clicks, like something trying to remember how to walk. My brain did that half-asleep math. I don't own a dog. I live alone. I stayed still, my head just barely turning toward my bedroom doorway. From the crack under the door, the hall light seemed wrong. Too dim, like it was shining through dirty water. The sound stopped, and then the shadows under the door moved. Not feet, not paws, just a shape. Low, stretched too far, like a dog's silhouette with legs too long and a head that didn't fit the body. It paused there for a long time, as if listening for me to breathe. Then, 3 slow taps on the wood. Not scratching, tapping. And a voice, low enough I felt it in my ribs, whispered, "Come look at me." My phone was on the nightstand. I didn't move for it. I didn't even blink. The space under the door darkened entirely, as if something huge had pressed its face to the floor. When I finally did grab my phone, the screen lit the room, and in that second, I saw it wasn't just one shadow under the door. There were 2. One of the shadows stayed low, the too long dog. The other was upright. The moment my phone light hit them, they moved, fast, like the frame skipped. Suddenly, the upright shadow was gone, and the low one was pressed harder against the gap, so close I could see the outline of teeth. Not open, just grinning. I didn't want to look, but my eyes kept going there on their own. The tapping started again, faster this time, and my phone buzzed in my hand. Unknown number. The message was just, "You're awake." I dropped the phone, heart hammering so hard it hurt, and that's when the sound changed. From dragging claws to the soft thump of bare feet moving away down the hall. I thought that was my chance to run, but when I opened my bedroom door, the hallway wasn't my hallway. It was a stairwell. Spiral, steep, lit from somewhere below. And the air smelled like antiseptic. I don't live in a house with stairs. My apartment is 1 level. But the spiral dropped away into darkness, the metal railing icy cold under my hand. Somewhere far below, something metallic clinked, followed by the slow squeak of a wheel. I recognized that sound before I even understood why. It was a hospital gurney. The antiseptic smell got sharper, mixing with something sour, like wet fabric left to rot. I should have turned back right then, but I couldn't shake the feeling that the dog thing was still behind me, waiting for me to retreat. I descended, counting the steps at first, 12, 20, 40, but after a while, the number didn't make sense anymore. My body was moving, but I couldn't feel time passing right. Halfway down, I saw her. A nurse in an old-fashioned white uniform, the kind with the pointed hat, was slowly pushing the gurney around the curve of the stairs. She didn't look up at me, didn't even acknowledge me, just kept walking in circles downward, as if she'd been doing it for years. When I tried to call out, my voice came out in a whisper that didn't feel like mine. "You're not supposed to be here." The nurse stopped mid-step, and then her head turned all the way around. The sound her neck made wasn't human. It was like a wet rope being twisted until it snapped. Her face was wrong. The skin looked paper-thin and colorless, eyes huge and black like there were no lids to close them. Her mouth didn't move, but her voice was somehow in my ear. "The stairs won't be here much longer." I backed up a step, my hand clamped on the railing so hard the metal bit into my palm. The gurney rolled by itself now, squeaking as it descended into the darkness without her. She started climbing toward me, each step impossibly slow but covering too much distance, like she was stretching the space between us thin. I turned to run up, but the top of the stairs was gone. Above me was nothing but a black, open void, swallowing the place where my bedroom door should have been. And just for a second, I thought I saw the long-legged dog moving in that darkness, pacing. I didn't want to go down, but there was nowhere else. The nurse was still coming up, her hands reaching in tiny, jerky motions, like she was testing the air between us. I bolted down the stairs, taking them 2, 3 at a time. The air got colder the deeper I went. My phone was still in my hand, but every time I tried to open the flashlight, the screen glitched, flashes of static, then bursts of images I didn't recognize. A circular white room, a door with no handle, something watching from a corner. The smell of antiseptic faded, replaced by wet soil and rust. My shoes started to squish, and when I looked down, the steps were covered in muddy paw prints. They weren't dog-sized. They were bigger, much bigger. I heard claws again, but they were above me now, scraping the metal railing like something was climbing down the outer side of the spiral. When I rounded the next curve, I found a door. Not hospital white, just old, wood, with peeling blue paint. I didn't think. I just shoved it open and stepped through. And suddenly, I was standing in my kitchen. Only, the window above the sink didn't show the street outside. It showed the spiral stairs, going up. I froze, staring at the impossible view. Through my own kitchen window, I could see the nurse halfway up the stairs. Only now she wasn't climbing. She was standing still, facing the glass, even though she couldn't possibly be there. She tilted her head, bird-like, and raised one finger to her lips. I stumbled backward, knocking over a chair, and my phone buzzed again. Another unknown number. This time, the message read, "Don't let her finish the climb." Before I could even process that, there was movement in the reflection of the window, not outside, but inside. Behind me, the long-legged dog stepped into view, except it wasn't quite a dog anymore. Its skin looked stretched thin over angles that shouldn't exist, and its eyes were two deep black pits, like holes punched through reality. It stood there, head tilting the same way the nurse had, and I realized something horrifying. The nurse and the dog were mimicking each other. The dog's mouth split open, wider than its head should allow, and from somewhere deep inside it came the sound of the gurney's wheels squeaking. I backed toward the hallway, but my apartment didn't feel right anymore. Walls subtly curved where they should be flat, corners bent at strange angles. I realized with a jolt that my whole place felt circular. That's when it hit me, the room in my phone's glitching images. I was in it. The dog took a slow, deliberate step toward me, claws clicking on the warped floor. The nurse, still framed in the window, took a step in perfect sync. My breath hitched when I saw that her feet didn't touch the stairs anymore. She was just rising, one slow glide at a time. My phone buzzed again. This time, no number at all. Just a blank contact. The message said, "You need to choose." I didn't know what that meant. Choose what? Who? The dog twitched, its legs bending the wrong way. The nurse reached the top step in the window, and somewhere far above, or maybe far below, I heard the sound of stairs vanishing. It was like a giant zipper being pulled in the dark, each tooth of reality unfastening. The sound echoed through my bones, and with every rip, the floor beneath me seemed less stable. The dog stopped moving. So did the nurse in the window. Both of them just stood there, watching me, as if waiting for me to act. I took a step toward the kitchen, thinking I could maybe smash the window, break the connection, but my feet sank into the floor like it was soft clay. The more I struggled, the deeper I went. The nurse's lips moved for the first time. I couldn't hear her, but I could read it clearly. "Come down." The dog tilted its head the opposite way and whispered, in my ear, though it was still several feet away. "Go up." The air got heavy, pressing against my chest. My vision swam, and for a moment I thought I could see past the nurse, past the stairs, into a place that was nothing but black water and slow, deliberate ripples. Somewhere in that darkness, something moved. Something big. And I realized maybe the stairs weren't leading anywhere at all. I tore my feet free with a sucking sound and stumbled backward, chest heaving. The dog took a step closer, and I caught a flicker of movement in its empty eye sockets, like a reflection, but not of my apartment. It was showing me something. A hallway I'd never seen before. Peeling wallpaper. A flickering light. And at the end of it, a door with no handle. I blinked, and the vision was gone, replaced with the dog's jagged grin. The nurse's face in the window was changing now, skin peeling away in wet strips, revealing a black void beneath, just like the dog's eyes. Her fingers scraped the glass from the inside, nails leaving deep grooves without breaking it. I couldn't tell if they were two separate things or the same thing wearing different skins. The floor beneath me rippled, and suddenly, I could hear something else underneath the zipper-tearing sound. Footsteps. Hundreds of them, running in circles, and they were getting closer. It was like being in the center of a racetrack, only the runners were just out of sight, faster and faster, circling, the thuds shaking the walls. The dog's head snapped toward the hallway, as if it could see them. The nurse in the window did the same. Both of them tensed, like predators waiting for prey to stumble into view. The footsteps stopped all at once. In the silence, I heard breathing. Not mine, low, raspy, uneven, coming from the space right behind me. I didn't turn. I couldn't. Something deep in me knew if I saw what was there, it wouldn't just scare me, it would keep me. Instead, I bolted toward my bedroom. The walls stretched as I ran, each doorway pulling farther away until I realized I wasn't moving at all. The dog was suddenly there in front of me, grinning, blocking the path. It stepped aside just enough to reveal a new door behind it. Round, metal, like a hatch. It was open, and beyond it, I could hear the spiral stairs again. Only this time, they were going up. The hatch was too small to walk through upright, so I had to crouch. The metal felt greasy, like it had been handled by too many hands for too many years. The moment I crossed the threshold, I felt the air shift, warmer, thicker. The spiral staircase rose into a dim orange glow, the steps made of something that looked like bone polished smooth. I didn't want to touch the railing, but when I tried to climb without it, the steps seemed to tilt under my feet, forcing me to grab on. The orange light came from somewhere far above, but it never seemed to get any closer. Instead, the stairs stretched on, twisting tighter and tighter, until I realized the curve wasn't just vertical, it was closing in around me. I heard movement below, slow, scraping steps, too heavy to be the nurse. When I glanced down, I saw the dog at the bottom, but its body was wrong again. Its legs longer, spine bowed, head tilted back at an impossible angle so it could watch me. It didn't climb. It just started smiling wider. And then, above me, I heard a new sound. Someone else was coming down. The steps above creaked one at a time, deliberate, like whoever, or whatever, was descending wanted me to hear every move. I froze halfway up. The orange glow wavered, like a candle guttering in wind, and I caught a glimpse of bare feet on the steps above, pale, thin, toes curling over the bone edges. They paused just out of sight. From below, the dog's head twitched once, twice. Then it opened its mouth and let out the sound of breathing. My breathing. Exactly in sync, like it was copying me. The figure above started moving again, but now faster. The sound was wrong. More like the wet thud of meat hitting stone than footsteps. I didn't know which way to go, up toward the thing coming down, or down toward the thing smiling up at me. Then I heard the nurse's voice, not from above or below, but right beside my ear. Almost there. And with that, the stairs jerked hard under my feet, like something had grabbed the entire spiral and was shaking it. I dropped to my knees, clutching the railing as the whole staircase swayed. The orange glow above flickered faster now, like it was about to go out. From below, the dog finally began to climb, but not step by step. It stretched, body elongating in sickening lurches, each movement snapping into place like a broken marionette. From above, the pale feet reappeared, now moving much faster, almost a blur. Whoever owned them was running toward me, but I couldn't hear breathing or a voice, just the meat thud of impact after impact. I thought I could time it, dart past the figure above before it reached me. But the moment I stood, the stairwell around me changed. The walls weren't walls anymore, they were glass. And outside, I could see hundreds of spiral staircases just like mine, each with a lone figure on it. Some of them looked like me. Some of them were me. And in every single one, the dog was climbing. My stomach turned cold. In the glass, I saw versions of myself frozen mid-climb. One staring straight ahead, one crying silently, one clinging to the railing with blood on her hands. Some staircases were empty except for the dog. In those, it was almost at the top. I pressed my palm to the glass, and it felt warm, almost alive. One of the other me's did the same at the exact same time. Her mouth moved. I couldn't hear her, but I could read the words. Don't let it finish. From below, claws scraped faster. From above, those pale feet were only steps away. The orange light suddenly flared, blinding, and for an instant I could see past the glass into a space beyond, black water, rippling outward from something just under the surface. I don't know why, but I knew. If either of them reached me, I'd end up there. And maybe I already had. The staircase gave one last violent shudder, and the glass around me cracked in a perfect spiral, shards falling away into the black below. The pale feet stopped just out of reach, toes curling like claws gripping the bone step. I couldn't see their face, only the outline of a body too thin, joints bent wrong. Below, the dog had almost closed the gap, its head now level with my knees, grin splitting impossibly wide. The cracks spread up and down, and I realized the glass wasn't a wall at all. It was a skin, and whatever was outside was peeling it away. Through the widening gaps, I saw the other staircases flicker and vanish one by one. Every time one disappeared, I felt something tug inside me, like threads being pulled loose. I don't know if I jumped or if I was pulled, but suddenly I was falling, past staircases, past versions of myself, past the nurse, past everything, into that black water. When I hit, it was silent. No splash. And just before the dark closed over me completely, I felt a hand, small, cold, slip into mine. Then a voice in my own throat said, "Your turn."